To improve the RFP process and increase efficiencies, the Office of State Procurement has standardized the RFP template to be used for all LISA RFPs. In this training, we will review the documents that are required to be submitted that ultimately make up the final RFP document. The agency is responsible for drafting the scope of work and special RFP terms and conditions. These two attachments are to be submitted with the LISA sourcing request. Templates for the attachments are provided in the sourcing request and on the OSP website. The agency project lead and OSP analyst are responsible for working together to draft the price schedule, proposer questionnaire, and sample contract. Once all draft attachments have been reviewed and approved by both the agency and OSP, the OSP analyst will use the standard RFP template and approved attachments to draft the final RFP document. Now we will go over what is included in the RFP document. The RFP document consists of a cover sheet, table of contents, RFP overview, and 8 attachments we will cover in this presentation. The cover sheet provides the project name, agency name, solicitation number, and the RFP website link. The website link is where the electronic version of the RFP documents can be found in LISA. Following the cover sheet is the table of contents, which outlines the documents that make up the final RFP document. Listed first in the table of contents is the RFP overview. The overview is broken down into 5 sections. The first section is the introduction. The introduction provides a brief summary of the services or products being sought and the intended number of awards. The second section is general information and instructions. In this section, proposers will find information and instructions regarding who to contact with any technical questions, how to access the RFP electronically, the list of attachments that make up the RFP, the schedule of events, how to ask questions about the RFP, and how to respond to the RFP. The third section of the RFP overview is the scope of work and term of contract. This section details where the proposers shall find the scope of work within this RFP document and the agency's tentative start and end date for the contract. The fourth section is the proposer response. This section instructs proposers on how to submit their proposals through LISA or a hard copy. It also provides a list of required information that shall be submitted with their proposal and how to attend the proposal opening if they wish to do so. Lastly, Section 5 is the evaluation and award process. This section outlines the state's evaluation and selection process. The first attachment to be included in the RFP document is Attachment A, which is the standard RFP terms and conditions. This is a standard document that will not change. The first section is the definitions, which lists and defines the standard terms used throughout the RFP documents. This will help clarify the requests and demands within the RFP. The second section is governing law and venue, which states the proposer shall comply with federal, state, and local laws, rules, and policies. The third section, named the RFP documents, includes where the proposers can find the RFP documents, the state's rights, and the proposer's responsibilities regarding addenda, how conflicts and issues shall be filed, and the blackout period. The fourth section is proposals. This section instructs potential proposers about their rights and responsibilities regarding their proposal in the RFP. The fifth and final section of Attachment A is rights reserved to the state. The clauses stated in this section are rejection of proposals, cancellation, proposers' cooperation, and no guarantee of quantities. The second attachment is Attachment B, Special RFP Terms and Conditions. This attachment contains project or agency-specific RFP terms and conditions provided by the agency. Some examples are Performance Bond, Fidelity Bond, and Hudson Veteran Initiatives. Attachment C is where the finalized scope of work will be inserted. Per the National Institute of Governmental Procurement, the scope of work is a written description of an entity's needs and desired outcomes for procurement developed at the beginning of the procurement cycle. The scope of work is the basis for any resulting solicitation. It helps ensure that the product or service meets the stated outcome and establishes the parameters of the resulting contract. The scope of work should include an overview, goals and objectives, background, deliverables, detail requirements, locations and hours of operation, and performance requirements. The Office of State Procurement Scope of Work template provides instructional language and examples to assist during the drafting process. Attachment D, RFP Evaluation Plan, outlines how the proposals will be evaluated. The initial responsiveness and mandatory minimum requirements will be completed by the OSP analyst. If the proposal meets or exceeds these requirements, the proposal will move forward to the technical evaluation. The technical factors outline what factors are being evaluated and the possible points assigned to each factor. The cost section states what financial criteria will be evaluated and provides the formula that will be used to calculate the cost score. The Hudson Veteran Clause states the amount of points reserved for the Veteran Initiative and Hudson Initiative and how the points will be allotted. This attachment also includes the evaluation summary and award selection. The evaluation summary is the breakdown of each evaluation stage and the possible points assigned to each stage. The award selection clause states how the award will be determined. The fifth part of the RFP document is Attachment E, Sample Contract. The sample contract will be the draft contract used during contract negotiations. All contract terms must be included in the sample contract. Proposers will be given the opportunity to submit proposed modifications to the sample contract with their proposal. Some clauses are non-negotiable. The non-negotiable clauses can be viewed on the screen and are also listed in Part 5 of the RFP document. The insurance requirements for the contractors is also part of the sample contract. Mandatory coverages listed within the insurance requirements are workers' compensation, commercial general liability, and automobile liability. In some cases, the agency may determine insurance requirement clauses such as professional liability, cyber liability, and pollution are needed. If the agency has any questions regarding the mandatory or desired insurance requirements, they should contact the Office of Risk Management directly. The sixth part of the RFP document is Attachment F, Protest Information. This attachment provides the proposers with an overview of the state's protest law, procedures, and requirements. Any person aggrieved in connection with the RFP specification scope has the right to protest in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 39-1671. Such protest shall be made in writing to the Director of State Procurement at least 2 days before the proposal opening date. Any person aggrieved by a proposed award has the right to submit a protest in writing in accordance with the Louisiana Revised Statute 39-1671 to the Director of State Procurement within 14 days of the award intent to award. The seventh part of the RFP document is Attachment G, Hard Copy Proposal Submittal. If a proposer chooses to submit a hard copy proposal in lieu of an electronic version, they must follow the instructions provided in this attachment. The attachment instructs proposers where to submit their proposal, the number of copies required, the required format, and how they can revise or withdraw the proposals prior to the proposal opening date. The eighth part of the RFP document is Attachment H, the proposal. Proposers must complete and submit all parts of Attachment H as their proposal. Attachment H is separated into 7 parts. Part 1, Proposer Information, Acknowledgements, and Certifications, is where the proposers will enter their company information and acknowledge and certify that they understand and agree to the clauses requirements of this document. Part 2 is the Technical Proposal. This part is broken down into multiple subparts: response to mandatory minimum requirements, use of subcontractors, outsourcing of key internal controls, and evaluation factors. These subparts are subject to change depending on the RFP. Examples of evaluation factors are approach and methodology, company background and experience, and proposed staff qualifications. This is where the proposer questionnaire questions will be added. Part 3 is the financial proposal, and it consists of the price schedule. The price schedule design will vary from RFP to RFP. The standard for the price schedule is an Excel spreadsheet. The price schedule will be attached in the LISA event, not in the RFP document. Part 4 is Veteran Initiative and Hudson Initiative programs. If the RFP funding source allows the use of Hudson Vets Initiative, the proposers will mark if they are certified either Veterans or Hudson, or both in this section. If not allowed, this section is marked not applicable to this RFP. Part 5 is the proposed modifications to sample contract. This section allows proposers to submit their requested modifications to Attachment E, Sample Contract. Part 6 is the claim of business confidentiality. This section allows proposers to claim sections of their proposal as considered confidential, proprietary, or protected. Proposers may not mark pricing or their entire proposal as confidential, proprietary, or protected. Part 7, Electronic Vendor Payment Solution, is the last part of the standard RFP template. This allows the proposer to designate, in case of an award of contract, what payment method the proposer will accept. If you have any questions on the material that was covered in this presentation, please contact the Office of State Procurement RFP Team Help Desk at lisa@la.gov.